Hello, Keith Rucker here at VintageMachinery.org. Guys, today back to working over here on my Monarch 612 lathe that we're trying to get finished up so that we can use it on the upcoming job. Like I have mentioned in the last couple of videos, this machine's been in my shop for quite some time now. Started a partial restoration on it and it kind of floundered just because I haven't needed it and there's been other things that have been higher priority. But I do have a job coming up that we need this for, so I'm trying to get it finished up. Today, now that we've kind of got the hydraulic system all worked out on this thing and fixed up, I want to get over to the saddle on the machine and get it cleaned up. And it's already been cleaned up for the most part. I want to get in there and get it repainted and just where it looks good and do a couple of repairs on it as well. So let's get in there and get at it. I want to get started on this apron, and it was never painted. I did get it cleaned up. Actually, one of my students that used to work with me a long time ago, I think it was Miles McDonald, if I remember right, actually got this whole apron cleaned up with a wire wheel and just never have painted it. So I want to get in here and finish kind of getting this cleaned up. I need to go over it real well, just get the dirt and grime off of it that's accumulated on it, wipe it down with some mineral spirits, and we'll get in here and paint it. So that's kind of the next thing to do here, just kind of moving this project along. So got some degreaser here, and I'm just going to start by giving it all a good soaking, and then we'll come in start wiping it up. My squirt bottle's not squirting real good here. The spring's not returning back on the handle. So I've soaked this thing down really good with a degreaser. I'm not even sure what was in that bottle, but it is a degreaser of some kind. When I say I don't know, I know it's a degreaser. I don't know. I don't remember which brand or anything. I know a lot of people ask me those kinds of questions, but anyway, I'm just taking now a little wire brush here, and I'm just going along the whole thing, and we're just giving it a good scrubbing here. And this should hopefully break up any little gunk and grease and dirt that may still be on this and get it cleaned up. So I'll be back here in a little bit. Take me a few minutes to give this thing a good scrubbing. All right, I got things cleaned up here pretty good, but I think I'm going to try to take some pieces off to just make the painting a little bit easier. So I'm going to see, not sure if I can get this hand wheel off or not. I'm going to try. Let me unscrew this. This is a little lock of some kind. The handle there I'm not a big fan of. I may see about replacing that. Let's see, I got a little spanner wrench here. There we go. That'll unscrew that cap. And yeah, that comes right off. Good deal. And all right, a little key in there. Very good. That's going to help. Let me see if I can get a little bin to put all these parts in. I like to keep some of these little plastic bins around for when I'm pulling things apart like this. Keep all my parts in. Really makes life a lot easier. So I'm going to start putting those in there. I think this plate here will come off too. Let me get a socket set there and get that out. The whole assembly is going to come out. That'll work. All right, that makes access to that a lot easier. Let me see if I can get this hand wheel off too. I really want to get it off so I can clean it up a little bit too. Let me get in there and figure out what we got to do to get that thing off. Well, guys, I'm not going to lie. I came over here and I was looking at it, trying to figure out how to take it apart. And so it looks like there ought to be a screw holding that end in. And I just pulled on it and it came right off. So, yes, there's supposed to be a screw holding that in. There's not one there. But that came off much easier than I was anticipating. I'm going to get this little piece here off that's used to tell where we're at on reading off that scale. Sorry, I probably got in front of the camera there. Anything that will make painting this easier that I can take off, I'm just going to take off. And this has already made a huge difference. I think I'm going to take this oil piece off the side here. It's just a bunch of gunk around it. I can get that a little bit cleaner. Let me get a pipe wrench and pull that off. All right, there's a little nipple on the end there. Let's see what else we can get off of here. Hey guys, I think I am ready to start painting. I have gone to the trouble to mask as much as I can mask, clean as much as I can clean, and everything else on this piece. So taking off anything that was easily taken off. And now the job is to paint this thing. Now I'm using a Sherwin-Williams enamel, which is one of my go-to paints out here in the shop, particularly if I got to have anything custom mixed. I really like Rust-Oleum enamel. If it's something that I can just go with an off-the-shelf color, that's what I go with. But if I am matching a color or want a custom color, I'll just go to Sherwin-Williams and get their professional grade enamel. And I've been very happy with it. And as you can see, yes, I am using a paintbrush. I am not spraying this. Again, personal preference, I guess. I've had very good luck with the paintbrush. A lot of these old machines that I restore, you can still tell that they were originally painted with a paintbrush. And in keeping with tradition, that's what I do. So, you know, it works just fine. Spraying is nice, but to spray this would take a tremendous amount of time prep work, getting everything masked, and just for this area that I'm doing, and I can come in here and paint it with a brush and be done with it. And is it a perfect sports car finish? No. Is it an acceptable machine finish? Absolutely. And with this enamel, I find that the paintbrush marks will mostly kind of settle out. I got a hair in here off this brush. Let me get that out of there. So, you know, they'll kind of, as it cures, it kind of just levels itself out and does a good job. So anyway, that's what I'm doing. I will say that this particular paint is a couple of years old. It's a little bit on the thick side. But I've been painting with it. It's doing just fine. This was in a 1 gallon can, and I'd had some that had kind of skimmed over on the top. So what I did was I went and got a couple of quart cans, smaller cans, about half of it was gone. So 2 quart cans was all I needed. And I strained the paint through a paint strainer. Got as much as the solids out that I could get out, and that makes a huge difference. But having it in the smaller containers it won't skin over as easily as it did originally, just because there's not as much air inside that sealed up can. So anyway, enough talking. I'm gonna get to painting, and I'm not gonna make you guys watch me do all this. I'll bring you back at the end and let's take a look at what we got, but that's what we're doing. All right, I think we got her painted. I'm gonna let that paint dry overnight, and we'll come back tomorrow, touch it up in some places if needed, but I think we got it pretty well. Looks good. Anyway, making progress. We'll get back to work on this tomorrow. We let this paint dry overnight. I actually came in this morning, and I I went through here and basically I took all the socket cap screws out and replaced them with new ones, just so that I've been doing that across this whole machine. I just don't like a painted socket cap screw. They just don't look good. And yeah, is it necessary? Probably not, but I think it kind of looks good with the black fasteners sticking through. But we are moving forward. I'm going to start reassembling this. I did take a razor and just make sure I got all the paint and stuff off of this mounting surface here, but first things first, this piece here is going to go back in. I say it is. There it goes. Had to get in just the right spot. This, it's just like that. And a couple of cap screws here holding this in place. All right. Now we're going to put our dial back on here. There's a key. It fits right there. I did take this and to a wire wheel and kind of clean it up a little bit, and I even put it in the lathe and kind of polished this outer ring here where the graduations are, just to kind of make it a little bit easier to read. All right, I think what the problem is this key was done with a horizontal cutter and it flares out up at the end. They got a little ramp on the end, but as I'm driving that in, it's getting to the bottom and it's hitting that ramp and it's tightening up in there. So what I think I'm going to try is see if I can slide this up on here without the key in there and put the key in after the fact. And I think that's going to work out a lot easier here. Yeah. So now I can get my key lined up and just push it right in. That was the trick. Now this is the handle that turns everything, and we're going to just slide it up on there as well. This should go right up on there, but it's not. Let me do a little massaging on this and see if we can get that one in there too. I took some emery cloth and polished that journal, that shaft, and also polished the inside of that bore a little bit. And it was being a little bit stubborn going up on there, but it did go up on there. And I got it off camera, and I really don't want to take it back off because it's going to be stubborn to go back up on there again. So, but anyway, I did get it on there. I'm going to go clean this nut up. This is screw in the end and hold it on. There was a little stop coming out here where a handle was on this, and the handle was missing, so I pulled that out. I should be able to order a replacement press-in handle from McMaster-Carr. I'll get that coming the next couple of days, and we'll get that installed as well. So let me get this cleaned up and put on. All right, we'll just screw that in. And then I have a little spanner wrench here. I should be able to tighten that up with. This just has a couple of pins in it. And it's made for doing just this. All right, I think we got it. And you can see the cross slide works good. There's actually very little backlash in that. Really like the way that feels. So happy with that. So we're going to put our little indicator piece back on here, a little gauge for the hand wheel for the moving the carriage up and down the ways. I did just take that over to the wire wheel and clean it up. And we have, see what size screw holds that on the end. Now, the hand wheel, if you remember, there was a crack here, there was a hole here where a hand wheel or a handle used to be, and it was a mess. And I kind of wish that I had filmed it, but honestly, knowing this was cast aluminum and knowing that my TIG welding skills are pretty minimal in aluminum, I wasn't brave enough to actually record me welding that up. But I have to admit, it went remarkably well. I was expecting this cast to be a nightmare to weld up, but basically I filled in the crack. We welded the hole up completely, and then I took a grinder and just kind of grinded it all back down, which I'm a much better grinder than I am a welder. I will admit it. Let's see, we got a key down here. There we go. And that again moves the cross slide. Now the cool thing about this particular machine, let me zoom you in over here and show you this. Yeah, the cool thing is there's a graduated piece over here that's in basically 100,000ths increments. Got a little backlash in there, but you know, if I want to go 100 thou, I can just dial it right in there. So if you don't have a digital readout on your machine, you can kind of get an indication as to how much you're moving. Each line on there is 5,000. So it's pretty coarse, but it can be helpful. Also got the oil filler back in here, so we're good to go there. I need to get a bolt to put in the front of that to hold it on. I'm probably going to have to order one. I don't think I've got the kind I need for that, but we'll get something there. But this is coming along good. I'm going to get a button head screw to go right there. I got to order some stuff from McMaster Car, but we'll get that done. But it looks good. I'm happy with how all this looks. I'm also going to order some knobs to go on both of these. We'll get those in, and I think we'll have that finished up. So I'm real happy with how that turned out. All right, I think the last thing I want to do is just make sure we don't have any hydraulic leaks. I got the power hooked up to this. We'll crank it up. All right, power is on. My hydraulic pump is pumping. I don't visually see any leaks. Fitting in the back looks good as well. And spindle works. The hydraulics is mostly used for shifting the speed on this. So there's a dial here on the front. And we'll get the speed up to higher speed there. So that's 1310. Go to the low mode. Takes it down to 125. Let's see. $765. Appears to be working fine. So I'm happy with that, and don't see any hydraulic leaks. So I think we can button all this up and move forward. Well, that feels good to get this done, at least to this point. Really no excuse as to why it has taken me this many years to get to this point, again, other than the fact that I just haven't needed it until now, and now is a priority to get done, which tends to be the way things work around here. only got so many hours in the day, and just have to pick my battles, and this is the battle we're working on right now. Still need to get the cross slide and everything put on this and get that worked out. Also need to do some work on the tailstocks on this thing, so that's going to be coming up here real soon. In fact, I think I'm going to probably start trying to see if I can get these tailstocks figured out and worked out here next, and get a good tailstock ready to go. Because like I said, I got a job we need this machine for, so let's get it done. All right, guys, with that, that's a wrap. As always, thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Those thumbs up and comments are always greatly appreciated. Hit that bell icon up there, get notifications when new videos are posted to the site. And as always, a big, huge thank you to those who subscribe to this channel, as well as those who support financially through Patreon, PayPal, etc. It really enables me to be able to do the things that I do out here in the shop and take the time to shoot the video and share it with you guys. So if you like that, please consider supporting. And with that, guys, we will sign off again. We'll catch you on the next video. Thanks for watching.